In this golf bag, I have a driver that you may never have heard of, but once you've watched this video, you may well want to try it. Introducing the new mega forgiving, mega adjustable Vega Alcade driver. Now this thing looks like no driver I've ever seen before. There's a whole load of technology on here which I'm going to get into in this video, so guys, make sure you do hit that subscribe button and throw a like on this video if you enjoy these type of videos, and let me know, could you see yourself using this for just over $700 or £599? There's a starting point. Because you see, I'm a huge fan on trying drivers that aren't necessarily the names that you would want to put in the bag, the Titleist, the TaylorMade, the Callaway, the Mizuno, even the PXG now. But what names would you try? How much would you spend? And just how good would they have to perform, especially for that price bracket? This is priced up there, if not more expensive than the new TaylorMade Stealth 2, than the Titleist TSR3, and even than the Callaway Paradigm Triple Diamond. It is jam-packed full of technology. We have the Aeroflow stabilizer, which looks very, very interesting. Not something I've, to be honest, ever seen before on a golf club, and it is designed to have a more stable impact. So effectively, we shouldn't hit this as far off line. I love that star in the middle for the alignment. And that actually, it's a tight line, but it's a great shot down the middle of this fairway to start with. And that wasn't the best strike. That was a low heely one. It is early in the morning. I'm not gonna lie, we haven't really had the warm up we should have had. And when you strike it out of there, but still get a nice ball flight and a pretty good drive, then Vega might well be on to something. Guys, have you ever had Vega golf clubs in the past? Would you put them in the bag? I have loads of new clubs to try today, so make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Let's hit a few more with this Vega Alcade Tour driver. Now, one of the big things that you do come to see on this Alcade Tour driver is just how much adjustability that hosel has. It has 3 different sleeves with loads of different settings on it. Guys, I've been in the studio testing this driver for numbers as well, so make sure you stay tuned and we'll talk through those. But you can pretty much have this in any setting that you want. Obviously, we've gone for standard. Let's see if we can work this round the corner, get a bit of a draw working round. I will say it's quite a big head shape. It's not going to appeal to everyone, but if you want that element of forgiveness, it might well appeal to you. Come back. That's actually, again, done really, really well. This is something which I do like to test with drivers. I like to hit shots that aren't necessarily out of the middle. Don't get me wrong, I hope I will get some out of the middle, but I like to test them for forgiveness, because this could well be one of the most forgiving drivers I've ever tested, and a lot of people may not have heard of it. Yes, it's expensive, but maybe it's expensive for a reason. And for me, Vega have always been known as an expensive brand. They've always been known as a kind of top-end brand. Would you spend the money? Again, that's the tight line, but again, that's finished in the fairway. Let's get down there and see where they are. And so you see, I think the big thing that Vega need to offer here is consistency. And I must say, the 2 drives that clipped the tree are both still a long way down here. It only clipped a little bit of a leaf. And the other one is the same distance, just over on the right hand side. It didn't draw back. So if you are going to get consistency even from mishits, is this airflow stabilizer the future to you getting more consistent drives? That isn't a statement, it's a question. Hopefully we're going to find out towards the back end of this video. Okay, so I quite enjoyed those on the opening hole. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take advantage of the amount of adjustability on this new Vega Alcade driver, and we'll take it down a notch on loft. This comes as a 10 as standard, but you can move it from 9 all the way to 12 if you do want to, like I said earlier, with that adjustment sleeve. And it's really simple to do. You can get a little chart with it so you don't get this wrong, but I'm going to keep that at neutral. I'm going to put loft 1 down. Wait for this. The head then sits back on, and away we go. So just like any drive, the materials used and the weighting distribution is imperative to the ball flights that you do get. So Vega claim that the Aeroflow stabilizer works together with that carbon crown and the titanium face to allow it to give you the best drives yet. You can see just how shiny that face is. One thing as well, you can sort of see where the crown's glued to the front there. I'm not sure if you're supposed to see that or not, but it is quite an obvious glue mark there. I'm not sure if, I think maybe you are supposed to see that, but you can see just how shiny it is as well on top. That's something which a lot of companies do go to matte, but you can see just the carbon weave effect. I believe that is a triaxial weave. Don't quote me if I'm wrong on that, but it works with the titanium face. That is the V face with all the stars on it, which does look, again, quite cool. I think if you are in the market for something a little bit different and you are a fan of different brands, this could well be a driver that you do generally go and look at, test, and see if it performs as well, if not better, on a hole like this, where you have a Nemesis Lake on the left-hand side. Come on, James, down the middle. That's cutting back off the lake nicely. It's a lovely ball flight, actually. I don't feel like I've tried to hit that overly hard, and that's one of the things which I really enjoy about this driver. I enjoyed it in the simulator, I enjoyed it out here on the golf course so far. I don't feel like I have to swing this 110%. Last week I tested the Tour Edge Exotics E723 driver and loved the ease of use. Is this up there with that? That's another one. You can really tell that I've changed the loft on this as well. Really enjoying that ball flight. One thing I will say is it does have its own specific sound. It doesn't sound like any driver that I have tested in the past. It has a titanium face, like I said, so that might take some getting used to. But if you do like that sound of a more high-pitch impact, then it could be another tick in the box for you. Right, you know, the more that I stand at this, the more that I think I actually quite like this. When I first got it out, I thought, oof, it looks a little bit big and cumbersome, but actually it just looks big and friendly, to be honest. Especially with drives like that. Where's that one been? I really hope that's up there with the other two, because if it is, that is so easy to hit a lovely high, low spin drive without trying to smash the dimples off the golf ball. Vega, who's in? And also, one thing I will say about the sound on this club is if you are testing it inside, make sure you give it a chance outside, unless you play all your golf inside, because I really didn't like the sound of it in the simulator. Then I come out here on the golf course and I've actually quite enjoyed it. It's a nice change to other drivers. So if you do want a different sounding driver, again, this might be the one for you. I spoke earlier about consistency. We have one in the fairway, which was actually the final one, and that one's gone further than the other two, which I'm not going to lie, they were sort of dicing with that bad boy, but we've managed to just steer away from it. Guys, let's jump in the studio. Let's see just how this driver does really perform for spin rate, ball speed, all the things that you want to know. Then we're going to jump back out here, take on my Nemesis hole, and see if this Vega Alcade driver could well be the answer to all my woes, and maybe yours. Or if it's just another driver. We'll see, we'll see. So guys, we took this Vega Alcade Tour driver into the simulator to test it for numbers, and I really enjoyed it. I must admit, I found that the harder I hit it, the spin rate definitely jumped up. It launched a little bit higher, but the numbers all in all weren't too bad. We'll discuss those in a second. I was really impressed with the forgiveness elements of this driver. So looking at the numbers, 158 ball, 2.5 spin, decent ball speed. The spin rate's a little bit high, but carrying around 275, so not far off what I will be anticipating from any driver. Okay, so quite interesting numbers there with the Vega Alcade driver, who ordered Autumn, by the way. Can't believe that is on its way. And one thing I will say in the defense of this Vega driver is that you can order it in specific specs. You can go custom, you can get the shaft that would suit you, the grip that maybe would suit you, different Ionic grip colours as well. I really enjoyed these Ionic grips on all the Vega clubs. I think they are in partnership now, and they are really nice grips. So if you were really keen about all your numbers, making sure that everything is right, which you should be if you are spending this amount of money, then I recommend you maybe learn a little bit about your game, what shaft weight you need, what shaft flex you need, what torsional stiffness you need, and head over to the Vega website, and then you can kind of mix and match and order your own. There are also Vega stockists available as well if people do want to go and kind of have a look at them firsthand. The big thing I love about this, and the big thing that I'm going to take away from this, is I don't seem to be able to miss this left. I can work it off nicely, I can fade it nicely. That's one of the big things that I've really enjoyed about this club. Also, you might think that with this airflow stabilizer it might make a bit of a whooshing noise, especially when you take the club away. You don't actually get that, so I do quite like the fact that you don't get any kind of strange side effects from such a strange shape on the back of this driver. The question you probably have to ask is, has it been done before? Is it just like the inertia generator on the TaylorMade Sim? Is it like the Titleist TSI-1, I believe, with the different shape on the back? Can we hit this fairway that I absolutely hate? Again, water left, narrows down at the middle, and that is absolutely perfect. Guys, get in the comments below, let me know what do you think to this Vega arcade driver. Would you spend the money on it? Would you go and try it? Would you test it against a TaylorMade Sim 2, a Callaway Paradigm Triple Diamond, even a Ping G435 or a G425? If you have enjoyed that, guys, smash that subscribe button below, throw a like on this video. Thank you so much for your time. And apart from that, I'll see all of you at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.